Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And the big news for this week was of course the Shizuoka Hobby Show and all of the announcements that were made there, which consisted of some expected things and some more unexpected things, with the best example of this being the Iron-Blooded Orphans announcements. We knew that we were getting a Master Grade Barb's Loops, and now we have most of the information. It is releasing in November, it'll set you back 7,150 yen, 49 US, and it'll come with its main accessories, being the sword mace, two 200mm guns, twin mace, and a functioning sub-arm on the backpack. This was expected. What I wasn't expecting though was an as of yet secret set of additional parts, which seems to include the eye effect part and the Valkyria Buster, as well as probably a lot more stuff. And we also got the announcement of some high grades for Iron-Blooded Orphans Urdr Hunt. We're getting the Gundam Zagon, whose details will be unveiled in June, and the Monkey Roadie Unit 598, which will also come with parts to build it as the Monkey Crab Roadie, but more information will be released soon. I also wonder if we're going to be getting the grunt version of this machine. From Gundam Wing then, we got confirmation of what I'm assuming was an accidental leak by a Canadian Gunpla retailer. We are getting the entry grade Wing Gundam, and based on the promotional image, it looks like there are a few details that are superior to the high grade version. The machine cannons are molded separately, and so is the top grade part of the crotch, which on the high grade was just a sticker. Now, we don't have confirmation yet if it'll transform or not, but it's such an easy transformation, I would be more surprised if it didn't transform. And this would then make it the first transformable entry grade. From GQUX then, the showing was significantly less surprising. The high-grade Rigdom Gaia and Ortega custom was already announced before the show, and the high-grade Gelgoog Bokata custom was announced even before that. But at least for that kit, they did show off a new feature that was never used in the anime. The beam sabers can be combined. As for the new announcements then, they're pretty much all things that we saw coming. We've got the high-grade light cannon Sailor custom, which is a premium Bandai recolor of the standard light cannon, but with the Gundam hammer included, and more details coming soon. And we've got the high-grade Char Zaku GQUX version, which will come complete with a Zaku machine gun, Zaku bazooka, and Heat Hawk. This thing can be yours in December for 2,420 yen, 17 US, and while it didn't get a lot of screen time, it can get a lot of time on your shelf. And well, that's that. So let's quickly move on to the literal biggest showpiece of the show. The Perfect Grade Unleashed New Gundam. It is so big, in fact, that they decided to make an entire webpage dedicated to all of the features that it has, and they made it available in both Japanese and in English. Although the English translation can be a bit spotty sometimes because they translated the dummy mobile suit launchers in the fingertips as dummy mobile suit thrusters, which is not quite the same thing. But putting that aside, this feature really blew me away because those launchers are not like unveiled by swapping out parts, but they actually open up. And seeing that level of detail on the fingers really made me excited to see what other things they had in store for us. And I really think that this is going to be one of the most impressive perfect grades to date, and by extension, probably the most impressive Gunpla to date, period. The detailing and all of the metal elements just look fantastic, especially combined with all of these sliding and opening armor panels. And another thing that I really loved is how the bazooka is connected to the backpack. It's got like a perfect grade exclusive gimmick. It's mounted on a sub-arm, which can then bring the bazooka over the shoulder, allowing the new Gundam to easily grab onto it. So yeah, I can totally see why they're calling this the ultimate unit system. The only thing that's going to hurt is the price, of course. This massive thing will set you back a massive 66,000 yen, 453 US, but expect that of course to be closer to 700 US with all said and done. And you can make it even more expensive by also buying the LED set, which will have all of its details unveiled in June. The new Gundam itself can be yours in January, so try not to overspend during Christmas and New Year's. And if you want to check out that website for yourself, I will have both the Japanese and English version linked down below. Next up then, we have some more limited kits. Limited to Gundam Side F, there is the entry-grade new Gundam Access Shock Image Color, which will be releasing in July for 1,540 yen, 11 US. It is a recolor of the standard version with a more shiny bronze plastic to simulate the final scene of Char's counterattack. Limited to the Gundam base then, we have the Master Grade Super Deformed Gundam Base Limited Gundam Barbs Iron-Blooded Coating version, which will be releasing in June for 7,150 yen, 49 US. There is the high-grade Gundam-based Limited Gundam Mark III clear color version, which will be releasing in July for 2,860 yen, 20 US. The high-grade Gundam-based Limited Med, which will be releasing in August for 2,200 yen, 15 US. And while it is a non-scale kit, it will no doubt be the same scale as the Draken E and the Torahachi. And then we have the massively expensive high-grade Gundam-based Limited Unicorn Gundam Unit 3 Phoenix Destroy Mode Gold and Silver Coating version. This double set can be yours in September for 22,000 yen, 151 US. The gold version comes with a blue Psycho frame, and the silver version comes with a red Psycho frame, and I'm sure that this set would look great next to your second generation Pokemon collection. Next up then, we've got two kits that are listed on the Gundam Base website, so I'm assuming that they will be Gundam Base Limited, but they are listed as Event Limited, so make of that what you will for the time being. There is the Infinite Justice Gundam Type 2 clear color version, releasing in June for 3,630 yen, 25 US, and the Master Grade Hyakushiki version 2.0 mechanical core plating version, releasing in October for 17,600 yen, 121 US. Looking at the pictures, I'm not that impressed by it for the price that they're asking for it, but I have read some really positive things about the mechanical core plating, so I'm assuming that it's just the pictures that don't do it justice. And finally, let's wrap up with some confirmed premium Bandai kits. From Gundam Seed Destiny, we are getting the Master Grade Blaze Zaku Phantom, the Arca Custom, which will set you back 5,390 yen, 73 US, but the release date is yet to be determined. From Gundam Seed Freedom, we are getting the Destiny Gundam Spec 2 Final Battle Image Colors, which goes for 2,970 yen, 20 US, and at first, I thought that this was going to be just a re-release of the Zeus Silhouette bundle, but you know, without the Zeus silhouette. But it is a bit more than just that. We can already tell that it has at least one more accessory, being the railgun, and the colors seem to be slightly different. The gray is lighter and the blue is darker. Then from Gundam 8, there is the high-grade Gundam Zilius for 2,970 yen, 20 US, which will come with a beam rifle, a shield, and 2 beam sabers. And finally, from the Vanitas Heart manga, we are getting the Gundam Nyon for 3,300 yen, 23 US. It reminds me quite a bit of the Gundam Feroct, and it comes with a staff-esque weapon. But for all of these premium Bandai kits, the rest of their accessories and their release date is yet to be announced. And related to the Gunpla news then, we are getting a successor to the mass production type Rico drama series, which of course heavily featured Gundam model kits. The new series is called Mass Production Type Luka, the blue counterattack of the modeling club members, and this time instead of just having one main character, we are getting two main characters, both of whom are of course called Luka, but they are still played by members of Nogizaka 46. There is Takamine Luka, also known as Taka Luka, played by Kaki Haruka, and Seto Luka, also known as Seto Luka, played by Tsutsui Ayame. Also, because the two Lukas are childhood friends and they're constantly together, they are also nicknamed Luka Luka. The two end up joining their school's modeling club, and from here is where all of the stories will be happening. The series will begin on July the 3rd and will be broadcast every Thursday, past midnight. On the figure front, meanwhile, we might not have gotten that much news, but we still got some cool announcements. We'll be getting a Gundam Guys Generation Char Asdable Commander version from Char's Counterattack, with more details coming soon, and they also revealed that in the future, we will be getting more Gundam Guys Generation figures and more Gundam Girls Generation figures from Zeta Gundam, Char's Counterattack, and Gundam Seed Freedom. Again, more details to be unveiled soon. What we do have all of the information for though is the premium Bandai Limited metal built Ice Gundam from Gundam 00 Revealed Chronicle. It comes packing with a nice array of accessories like 5 sets of hands, a GN Buster Rifle, a GN Shield, 3 GN Beam Sabers with Beam Saber Blade effect parts, various joint parts, and a dedicated action base. And it's also got some cool gimmicks, with the backpack being able to transform into a lot of different modes, like an attack mode, defense mode, flight mode, and standby mode. Unfortunately, it does come at a pretty hefty price, 48,400 yen or 332 US. Pre-orders will go live in Japan on the 15th and will be shipping out in September. From GQUX then, we also got some new things. Scheduled for September, we've got Machu, Nyan, Shuji, Shalyak, Xavier, and Komori as Rotund Fuwa Kororin plushies, grabby hug characters, or Tetekore keychains that can be connected to each other by their hands. Each set of 6 will set you back 6,600 yen, 45 US, and while they're not limited to Premium Bandai, buying them from Premium Bandai will give you a bonus Char. Next up, scheduled for October, you can get these Toko Toko acrylic stands featuring new illustrations done by Mega House. They go for 825 yen a piece, 6 US, and we've got Machu dashing ahead, Nyan chasing after her, Shuji just going along for the ride, Shalia chasing after Char, and the GQUX just showing off a cool trick. Scheduled for November then, we've got the lookup figures of Machu and Nyan. Again, these are not limited to Premium Bandai, but you do get a bonus if you buy the twin set from there. It goes for 9,240 yen, 63 US, and it comes with a bonus cushion for each to sit on. The 7-Eleven donuts are unfortunately not included. And then scheduled for January, we've got these Chokorin collection figures. One figure will set you back 935 yen, 6 US, and the available characters are Machu in her school uniform, Machu in her pilot suit, Nyan, Shuji, Shalia, and Char. And for the non-merchandise GQUX news, on July the 3rd, the director, screenwriter, and Machu's voice actress will be making an appearance at the Anime Expo in LA, and on July the 6th, the director and screenwriter will be at the Japan Expo in Paris. On the gaming front then, we also got some cool news, starting with the Gundam card game. The next booster packs will be themed around Gundam X and Gundam H, with more details being released on June the 12th, and in late May, an app teaching you how to play the game will be released worldwide on iOS and Android, and will also be available through browsers. And it promises to be more than just a boring tutorial. You'll be able to build a basic deck and also use it in free battles. Although they don't specify if these duels are going to be against only computer opponents or if you'll also be able to play against human opponents. I'm expecting it to be only against the computer, but it would be cool if it had an online element as well. From G Generation Eternal then, first up we got some more celebrations. We got 3,000 diamonds for reaching 4 million downloads, an additional 3,000 diamonds for reaching number 1 in certain regions, and 300 diamonds plus the SSR Shiko Segai for GQUX's 6th episode. And for more new units, we've got a new unit assembly for the UR Zeta Gundam EX and Camille, the OEX and Chirako, and the Audumla and Beltorchica. Also, they're having a player survey going on at the moment, so you can let the devs know how you feel about the game so far. In Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation then, the Rosette Enhanced Land Battle form has joined the fray, while on Steam the F91 has become available, and in UC Engage we got a Total War event and a new super limited unit assembly for the UR Full Frontal and his UR Sinanju. As for the things you could get this week then, on the 9th, you could try your luck with a variety of randomized items. First up, limited to 7-Elevens in Japan, there was the first Gundam Machibouke lineup, but this time in black clear. They go for 440 yen a piece, 3 US, and included in the lineup is the RX-78-2, the Vanilla Gym, the Mass Production Type Zaku, and the Agai. And of course, they are in their usual waiting to launch fetal position. Next up, for 110 yen a pack, a little under $1, you could get one of 28 random Gundam Seed Freedom bookmarks. 26 of them are normal, but 2 of them are secret. Gotta catch them all. But without a doubt, the big ticket item that day was the second GQUX Ichiban Kuji collection, with Ichiban Kuji of course being Bandai's anime-themed lottery, where you always win something. So for 700 yen a ticket, around 5 US, the prizes up for grabs are a Machu and Haro Masterlice figure, a Machu and GQUX visual stand, a Char and Red Gundam visual stand, a GQUX or Pomeranian themed mug with, as many of you pointed out, a GQUX beam saber handle, one of 13 acrylic keychains, one of 10 rubber coasters, or one of 6 sticker sets. And if you happen to get the final ticket, you'll also get a Machu and Haro turning version Masterlice figure. And if all of that not gambling made you hungry, then on the 12th, Japanese 7-Eleven released these limited edition Gundam Seed Freedom Country Ma'am Vanilla Cookies. One box will set you back 1,100 yen, 8 US, and comes with 8 cookies and 1 shikichi featuring either Kira, Lacus, Atheron, or Kigali. And on the same day, you could get these Gunpla-Kun and Char Zaku-Kun plushies from the Gundam base in Tokyo, the Gundam base in Fukuoka, or Gundam Side F. Both are quite adorable and go for 3,850 yen each, 26 US. On the 13th then, you could try out both your luck and your skills at Japanese arcades with these new prize items. There's a Gundam 45th Anniversary X Hatsune Miku shiny big acrylic stand, a Machu prize figure who looks pretty much exactly as he should, which is really good for just being a prize figure, and an Akatsuki Gundam head-shaped speaker, which for the most part is just the standard fare. The cheeks open up to reveal the speakers, and it also doubles as a passable display piece. But what I noticed here is that the proportions feel slightly off to me, and I think that's because its quote-unquote ears are too straight instead of being more flared to the outside. And then just today, 7-Eleven started handing out these Witch from Mercury clear stands to customers buying 2 eligible cup noodles. And unsurprisingly, all eligible ones are either Tanuki, symbolized by Suleta, or Kitsune, symbolized by Miorine, and I am absolutely loving the new designs. Finally then, releasing at sometime in May, we got these Plushie Haro keychains of Eeks and Po going for 1,760 yen each, 12 US. For this week's reading material then, there was the June issue of New Type featuring an interview with Maria Issei, the voice actor of Anki, and the Federation issue of Gundam Archives featuring kits like the Real Grade Gundam version 2.0 and a custom-built Master Grade Jim Kai, which incorporates elements from the Master Grade ARC-78-2 version Katoki. In the apparel news then, Strict G kicked things off on the 9th with pre-orders for some GQUX t-shirts and a collaboration with Nishikawa Shouroku Shoten for Gundam Next Future Pavilion-themed things. The t-shirts go for 5,500 yen each, 38 US, are themed after Machu, Nyan, or Shuji, and they're made out of a recycled material called Bring Material. For the Gundam Next Future Pavilion things then, there is a pink or green Haro pouch for 2,200 yen, 15 US, a folding fan for 3,080 yen, 21 US, and an active fan for 6,050 yen, 42 US. The active fan features a fancier design and also comes with a carabiner clip so you can hang it from things. And all of these items will also be available in physical Strict G stores on the 10th. And then just in today, pre-orders began for the GQUX Haro collection, featuring the Haro with a beanie on a t-shirt for 5,500 yen, 38 US, a tote bag for 6,600 yen, 45 US, a pouch for 1,650 yen, 11 US, and a keychain for 1,430 yen, 10 US. And all of these items will be available in physical Strict G stores on the 31st. Over at Bankoda then, on the 12th, pre-orders began for these OG Gundam-themed things. You can get the main wide base crew and Char on a towel for 3,300 yen, 23 US. You can get Char on a mug for 2,530 and 17 US. You can get the wide base crew as individual acrylic stands for 1,430 and 10 US. And you can get the wide base itself as a shiny acrylic stand for 3,850 yen, 26 US. And then from the 14th, pre-orders began for a variety of white Gundam items. You can get it on a white t-shirt for 4,400 yen, 30 US, a black t-shirt for 3,850 yen, 26 US, a bath towel for also 3,850 yen, 26 US, a tapestry for 3,300 yen, 23 US, and a keychain for 880 yen, 6 US. And all of these Bankoda items are slated for a July release. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.